Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. So guys, in this video we are going to discuss few coding interview questions which can be helpful for your upcoming Deloitte interview, as I know a lot of you are going to have your Deloitte interviews in future or in upcoming days, and this video is just a effort of mine to help you guys to prepare for what kinds of question you can practice beforehand for your Deloitte interview. See, we know that the level of Deloitte interviews is a bit tough when it comes to coding part, but what you can do is prepare, right? So this video will give you a bit of practice for what kind of question you can prepare beforehand or before your interview. So without wasting any time, let's start with our today's video. Before that, if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, because there is a lot of helpful content that I upload regularly for all of you guys, and also there is a complete playlist on Deloitte on my channel. So if you are also preparing for your upcoming Deloitte exam or interview, make sure to check this playlist, as this is going to be super helpful for you. So now let's start with our question. Guys, let's look at this problem now. We have this coding problem and to solve it. Okay, so before we look into the code of this problem, let's try to understand what this problem is, and let's try to get the logic of this, because coding is simple once you get the logic for the question. Okay, let's read the question. How can a number be expressed as a sum of two prime numbers? Okay, write a program for that. Now we have a sample input as 34 and the output is 3 and 31 are the numbers which can be expressed as the sum of 34. Okay, now just in case if you have not got it, let me tell you what is the question asking. See, we will be given a number. Okay, in our case the number is what? 34. Now we have to find two such numbers, okay, which can add up to give 34, but the condition is those two numbers should be prime number. Okay, now just in case if you are not aware what is a prime number is a number which is like not divisible by any other number. Okay, for example, we have 2 as a prime number, then we have 3 as a prime number. 4 is not a prime number because it is divisible by 2, right? In the same way we have 5 as a prime number, right? Then next prime number is 7. 6 is not a prime number. So in this way we have to take only prime numbers, and the sum of two digits, which is going to be the two digits which are going to be the sum. So for that also those two digits needs to be prime number. Okay, let's try to solve it and let's try to understand the logic how we will proceed. See, we have 34, right, as the sum. What we are going to do is we are going to check from first digit, okay, like from 2, okay, whether our first digit is 2. Okay, let's consider that our first digit is 2. Then what can be the next digit which can sum up to 34? So the next digit can be 34 minus 2, right? Then only we will get the sum as 34, right? So 2 plus 32, but the condition is false here because this is prime but this is not prime, right? So we will not go with this scenario. Let's move on to the next digit now. So next digit is what? 3. So again, before taking this digit only, we will check if this is a prime, then only we will take this digit and move forward. So yes, this digit is prime, so we will move forward now. So the remaining digit could be what? 34 minus 3, which is 31, and the second digit also that we have got is prime. So yes, this is one of the answers. Okay, like this is the answer for our question, that is 3 and 31. Okay, let's take one more example. For example, in this question it is only asking the first pair, okay, like which is going to give us the sum as 34, but there can be multiple answers of this question. Okay, let's move forward. For example, if we take the next digit as like 5, okay, see 4, when we will come to 4 we will not consider that because 4 itself is not a prime number, right? So we will not move forward for solving it further. Next digit we will consider as 5, and then the other digit would be 34 minus 5, right? So 34 minus 5 is what? 29. So 5 is a prime number and 29 is also a prime number. So if they would have asked us all the pairs, then we would have to find all these pairs in this way. But I hope you have understood the logic. What we are doing is we are starting from 2 and comparing, like checking this in this way. Okay, first whether the number itself is prime or not. If it is prime, then we will move forward and find the other number by what? By subtracting the actual number from the given number, right? And then whenever we have the number, we will check if that second number is prime or not. If it is not prime, then also we will drop off and we will move on to the next number. But if it is a prime, then in that case we will get our answer. Okay, I hope you have understood the logic. Let's now move on to the code straight away and try to see how we can implement this in code. Understand this code now. So as we understand in the logic that we always need to check if a number is prime or not, right, for every digit. So what we will do is we will create a separate function to check whether a digit is prime. Okay, For that, what we have taken, the type we have taken as bool, because boolean type, we will get the return value as boolean type, that is either true or false. True means that the digit is a prime digit, and false means that the digit is a non-prime digit, right? So let's see further. Is prime is our function which is going to check whether our digit is prime or not, and this is a digit that we are going to take. Okay, then see, this is the initial condition. If the digit is 1 or less than 1, then we will always consider that digit as false, which means not prime. Okay, then this is like the base condition we have given. Whenever it is 2, then always consider 2 as the prime number, because we know 2 is a prime number. Then is our next further condition, wherein what we will do is we will whatever the value which we have. Okay, for example, if we have value as 6, so what we will do, we will iterate from 2 till like not half of 6, but square root of 6. Why so? Because this is the optimized condition. Okay, just suppose that you can even check from digits from 2 to 5 also, but just understand there is no sense in checking 4 and 5, because see, 4 double itself is 8, right? So there is no chance to check, there is no point of checking multiples of 4, 5, right? So only like you have to run this condition until square root of your n digit, right? So how to write the square root of n digit? In this way, I into I less than equals to n. If you are confused about it, you can even do I less than n also. So in that case, like some extra loops will run, but that is not going to break your problem. This is just the optimized version. That is why I have taken I into I less than equals to n. Okay, let's see. So for example, if we have taken 2, so for example 2 in that case, it will just give the return as true only, because we have just given the base condition. Let's consider for 3 now. So see, here it will be what? 3 mod 2 is what? Not 0, right? So it won't return false, right? And then it will not move on further, because our condition is only running until square root of 3. Now in this case, it will return true for 3, because 3 is a prime number, right? So in this way, our prime function will work. Now we will create one more function. The work of this function is what? To find the prime sum. Okay, then in this one, what is the num that we are taking? This num is the num that we have in the input, right, which is 32. So here we are taking the num value as 32. In if you focus in the main function, our num value is 34, and we are calling find prime sum. Okay, and then we are passing our num value in that. So here we will get the value as 34, and then what we will do is we will take a found variable and we will initialize it with false. Okay, and then whenever we found out the values, then we will again set its value to true. Here again we are running a loop from I equals to 2 to I is less than or equals to num by 2, that is half of it, and then I plus plus. What we are checking here is first number that we have, okay, is prime or not. For example, as I told you, we already saw it in our explanation, right, that when we were checking with 2, we were checking if our 2 is prime or not, right? So this is that condition only, is prime 2. Okay, and then the other one, which is 34 minus I, right, that is 34 minus 2. So again 34 minus 2 also we need to check if that is also is prime or not. So that is why we are also wrapping that also inside is prime. So if first one is prime, then only move on to the second one. That is why we have written and here. And then if second is also true, then we will move on. Then we can say that our the 2 digits we have found out as our final answer. Okay, but in our first iteration, we have already seen our initial value was 2 and the second value was 32, which was not prime. So that is why what we will do, we will increment our I value again. Okay, so this time our I value will be 3, and then the second value will be 34 minus 3, which is 31, and both the digits are what? Prime digits. So we will go into this if condition and we will print this statement. Now what we are doing, okay, in this statement we are just printing that our 34, first of all, our input number can be expressed as the sum of and then the 2 digits which we have. Okay, so 3 here and then 34 minus 3, which is 31 here, and then this complete statement will be printed. And finally we have assigned our found value to true. Okay, initially it was false and we have assigned our found value to true, and then we are breaking out of this loop. And then what we are doing, we are doing a condition check if it at any point, because you know in some cases there can be a chance that you might not even find those 2 digits only. Okay, there are no 2 digits which are primes for a digit. Okay, the sum of 2 digits cannot be prime. Okay, like for example, if you have any digit for which you are not finding any such 2 digits which are prime, okay, in that case you also have to give this kind of like final value, right, that cannot be expressed at the sum of two prime numbers. Okay, so this is like a breaking condition or the final condition where you have not found out the two digits as prime. Okay, so that is why the main aim was taking found variable was this only, that anytime if our found variable becomes true, then it is fine. But if our found variable is always false even after doing all the checks, then it means that those two digits does not exist, only such two digits does not exist. Okay, so then in that case we will give this print statement. Okay, so hope you have understood the logic. So in this way, see, our input was 34 and we have expressed the output as 34 and the digits are 3 and 31. Let's try to run this code. Okay, so we will get the output should be as like, see, 34 can be expressed as the sum of 3 and 31. Okay, now let's see one more thing. What I have done is I have put a break here. Right now, the question can be asked in a different way, that in this way find all the possible pairs, okay, for 34, because I told you, right, the other possible pair was this also, like 5 and 29, right, because 5 and 29 also sums up to 34 only, right, and both 5 and 29 are also prime. But since we are asked the first encountered digits, that's why we have given the answer as 3 and 31. Okay, but what if we are asked find all the digits? Then we will just comment this break statement. Then what it will do is it will keep on running until and unless it finds all the digits. So see, all the possible digits for this could be 331, 529, 11, 23, 17 and 17, right? So hope you have understood the logic. Okay, so now let's check this case. Okay, one such case where our code execution comes to this part. Okay, so for that, what we will take one such input where it does not have any two prime numbers as its sum. So let me update the digit as 27. So if you see, for 27 we will not find, okay, and our we will not have any value of found to be true. Okay, because all times when our this loop is occurring or executing, we will never come into that scenario, or we will never find two prime digits which will give us the sum as 27. Okay, in that case it will finally reach here and the output will be cannot be expressed as the sum of two prime numbers. Let's run this code. See, we have got the output as 27 cannot be expressed as the sum of two prime numbers, because if you will start traversing or looking one by one the digits, if you take 2, then the other digit will be what, 27 minus 2, right, which is 25, and 25 is not a prime number, right? So that is why in this way, if you will keep on traversing, you will find out that there are no two digits which exist which are prime and which sums up to be the sum 27. So hope you have understood this explanation. Okay, so let's see this problem that we have. So what we are asked is add do not at the beginning of a given string. So this is a question based on a string. What we need to do is we have an input like input string enjoy cold weather, and the output string is do not enjoy cold weather. So what we need to is like we have to add do not plus whatever our string is there. Okay, so and like, okay, the main important thing while solving this is when we add do not, make sure that you add a space in between, otherwise what will happen is this space won't come. Okay, so just this is the simple problem. Let's try to solve this in code. Let's see the implementation of this problem. So we have a string, right? So let's create a string first. str1 is the name which I'm going to keep for this string, and let's suppose that the string name is enjoy cold weather. Okay, so enjoy cold weather, and now what we want is we want to append do not in front of it, right? So simply what we are going to do, we are going to just see out and do not, and make sure that you write a space, okay, because otherwise this space won't come and this letter will stick to each other. And then what we want is we want to append the other one, okay, which was the string one. Okay, so let's see if by running this one, see, we have got the output as do not enjoy cold weather. So hope you have understood this problem. Okay, so let's look at this problem. Rearrange the digits of a given string such that all the digits at even position appear first, followed by all the digits which appear at odd position. So we have two inputs. Okay, so let's understand this problem. What we have is we have a string. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. So this is a string. First of all, you have to understand what we want is all the digits which are on even position. Okay, which means, see, we have indexing here in this way. Okay, 0 2 3 we have to consider in this way, 7 8 9. Okay, so all the ones which are at even position, which means 1, and then which one is like next even is 3. Okay, the value, okay, next even position is 4, which is the for which the value is 5, next even position is 6 for which the value is 7, and next even is 9. So these all the even position ones should come first, and then remaining later on should be the ones which are at odd positions. So what is the first one in the odd position? 1, then 3. So sorry, not 1, but we have to take the value. Okay, so don't take the indexes, we have to take the values. So 3 is the next index value, so for that the value is 4, and next is our this one. Oh, okay, this is 6, and then 8, and then 0. Okay, so hope you have understood it. So this is the output that we want. Basically what we want is all the even places, okay, all the digits which are present on even places should come first, and then we have to put all the digits which are on odd places. Okay, so in this way our final output will be this. And in the same way, if you see for this one, so you see the even digits ones are 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, make sure that you don't get confused with the digits. Okay, you don't have to check the digits are even or not, but you have to check their position, okay, whether it is even or odd. Okay, for example, right now whichever I have marked is all the ones are on even positions. Okay, now let me use another ink, and then we will see which is the one on odd positions. So this one, okay, 1, 3, 5, 7, 0, these ones are on the odd positions. So in this way, like our final output will be this. So let's now see how can we solve this problem. So since this is an even index, what we will do, we will check it if this is an even index by using I mod 2 equals to 0. So 0 mod 2 equals to 0, this condition will be true. So string even, in this string we will put this value. Okay, so string even will initially have our 1. Okay, in the same way we will check for next one. So for this one the index value is 1, so 1 mod 2 is not equal to 0, so it will go in the else part. So for that what we will do, we will put the 1 index in this one. Okay, like not the, we are not keeping the indexes, but we are keeping the values. Okay, while keeping, you see what I have written is str1 of I, which means the value. So again we will check for this third one. So again this index is 2, so which is even. So what we will do, we will put this 3 value in string even. In this way we will form the complete strings. Okay, so the first string will have 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9, and then the second string will have 2, 4, 6, 8 and 0, and then finally what we are doing, we are concatenating the two strings, that is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. Okay, so that is why we are getting this output here, as you can see. So hope you have understood the explanation. So guys, let's look at this problem. Remove all the characters from the target string that are present in the reference string and return the modified target string. Okay, so we have target string as communication and reference string as COM, and the output string is UNIATIN. Let's see what we are doing here. First of all, let me write the target string. So communication. Okay, and then we have the reference string is as COM. Okay, now what is told to us is that we have to, in our final string, all the characters which are present in the reference string should be removed, okay, from the target. So C, first I will remove C. Okay, so C will be removed, okay, where all the occurrences of C should be removed from the target. In the same way, let's remove O. So O is removed from here, O is removed from here. Okay, nowhere else is O, so it's fine. Next is M is removed from here. Okay, nowhere else is M. So we have removed all the occurrences of references from the target string. Now our final string, what we have is U, then I, U, then N, then I, then A, then T, and then I, and then N. Okay, so this is our final string. So hope you have understood the problem statement. Now let's try to see the solution of it. See, what we have done over here is, first of all, we have taken our target string, okay, and this is our reference string. These are inputs to us. Okay, now based on this we have to find our answer string. So for that, for answer string, I have taken an empty string at the starting. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to take an unordered set. Okay, and now this unordered set is what, like this is the name of this unordered set is ref set, and then this is going to have reference string. Okay, this unordered set is going to have our reference string, which is COM in it. Okay, so we have put our reference string in our unordered set because we are going to perform the find operation now. Okay, in some time you will see. So now what we are doing is, we are iterating on our target string. Okay, so we are running a loop on our target string. So what we will do is, we one by one every character out of the target string we will take. Okay, so first of all, the first character that we have is C from the target string. Okay, then what we are checking here is if our ref set dot find has this character or not. Okay, so let's see if we have it. Yes, we have, which means this condition will not be true, because what this condition is saying, check if our character is equals to end of the, like, you know, ref set. When we will reach the end of the ref set, if the character is not even there, okay. For example, let's suppose this case where u is there, okay, like on u, okay. So whenever we are on this fourth index, okay, when we have the value as u, so it will check, okay, in the ref set. So u is not there and it will reach the end. So in that case, you have to include that character in our answer string, okay. And if any time in between, if you found out, and if you if this if condition is not true, then you don't have to store that character. Understood? So you have to take one by one character from the target string, and then you have to check if that value is there in the set or not. If it is there, then ignore that value from the target string, and if it is not there, then you have to take that, because that is not that is one of the different values, that is not a value which is there in the ref, okay. So hope you have understood it, and finally all the strings will got stored in the answer string, and then finally we will have the output as what we are expecting, UNIATIN. Hope you have understood it. Let's look at this question. We have the problem statement: calculate and display the sum of even and odd numbers in an array. See, we are given an input array, okay, it has some numbers. What we need to output is sum of all the even numbers that are there in this array and sum of all the odd numbers that are there in this array. So let's try to analyze this problem. So let's take this array which is given to us: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, okay. So these are the numbers, and now let's try to find the sum of odd numbers first, okay. So sum of odd numbers is going to be what? First let's target what all are the odd numbers that we have in this array. So 1, 3 and 5 are the odd numbers that we have. So 1 plus 3 plus 5 is going to give us what? 9, right? So that is why we have the sum of odd numbers mentioned as 9. Let's see the sum of even numbers also, okay, in the similar way. So let's see the even numbers that we have. We have 2, 4 and 6. Let's calculate the sum of them. So 2 plus 4 plus 6, it's going to give us 12. So in this way we have found out the sum of even numbers, which is 12. Now how we will write this code, okay? So how we will implement the logic? See, it is not that tough, it is easy only. Let's try to understand the implementation logic. What we will do is, initially we will have an input array, okay? So our input array will be there, which will be having the nums, okay? So in this one we will have all the inputs, okay, like 1, 2 and so on, okay. Next up what we will do is we will take two variables, okay. So two variables as in like even num, okay, even sum and odd sum, okay. And then what we will do is we will initialize them with 0, and based on the values that we will encounter, we will add the values, okay, even numbers and odd numbers. So now what we need to do is we will iterate over an array. So for that what we will use, we will use an for loop, okay, like length. We will start from 0, length of the array, and then we will increment it one by one, right? Then what we will do? So we will check, okay, first of all what we will do is we will check if our current array value, okay, like we have this array, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One by one we are iterating over it. So we have right now this element with us. So we will check if this element, whatever is num of I, okay, nums of I is mod 2, okay, which means mod 2 equals 0. This means what? This is the condition which checks if a number is even, okay. So if this is true, means our number is even, okay. So for example, in first case when we will check with 1, this will turn out to be false, okay. But for second case, when we will have the nums of I is 2, so 2 mod 2 is what? We will get the remainder as 0. So this condition turns out to be true. So at this, when this turns to be true, what we will do is we will do even sum plus our nums of I, okay. So what will happen? Previously our even sum value was 0, and now the new it will be plus 2, which will be 2, right? So in the similar way we will iterate again. For 3 it will go in else condition, which we are going to write in further. But for 4, let's see. So when we will have 4, it will what? Again it will come in this condition. By that time the even sum value is 2. So what it will do? It will add 4 to it. So we will get 8. In the similar way, when we encounter 4 plus 2, 6. So in the next time when we will encounter 6, this condition will be true again, and we will add 6 more. So at the final time we will get 12 as the output. Let's see the odd condition now. See, odd condition, again we can do two things. Either we can write the complete condition, okay, how the complete condition will look like. So else if nums of I mod 2 is not equals to 0, okay. So this means what? Odd condition, okay. This means odd condition. But we don't even have to do all this, right? Because in if condition already we have written the condition for even, okay. So the above if condition we have already written the condition for even. So we can directly write else. Okay, so whatever now remaining is else only, right? Whatever now remaining condition is odd condition only. So we can simply write in this case, that is whenever you come in the else part, do odd sum of plus of num I. Okay, so that's why I was saying, like whenever we are starting, so when we get 1, so 1 mod 2 is not equals to 0, so we will come in the else part. In that case, what we will do, odd sum plus num of I. So 0 plus 1, 1. So in this way we will keep on following and we will get the final answer. Hope you understood the logic. Now let's implement the code for it. Let's write the code for it now. See, first of all, what we need to do is we will take an integer array. Okay, so int nums. Okay, int nums, and then equals to what we will have. We will have an array with different digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are considering this is as our input array. Now what we will do, we will take two variables as we have seen in our logic. So even sum, okay, and then we will initialize it with 0, and then we will take one more, okay, which is odd sum, okay, and then we will initialize this one also with 0. Okay, now we have our variable set. Now what we will do, we will iterate over our input array, okay, that we have. So how we will iterate is, initially I equals to 0, and then now you see what we need is, we want to iterate over the entire array, okay, array length. How we will find length? Because you know we don't have length function which will work on array, okay, we have it on strings, but on array it won't work. So what we can do is, we can calculate the length of array in this way, okay, that is size of nums, okay, which is our array name, the total size of it divided by size of one element. Okay, so this is like kind of, you can say, a tricky way of, like, not a tricky way, but a way of finding the length of a array. Okay, so in this way we will get the length of this array, okay, so which is like 6 in this case. Then next is what, I plus plus. Every time we just have to increment one value. Once this is done, let's move on. And now what we will do, we will check our even or odd condition. So nums of I mod 2 even sum, okay, we will have to add this value, right, to our even sum variable. So even sum plus is equals to nums of I, okay, and now we will write the same logic for odd also. So now we have the values, okay, so what we will do now is, at the end we will just print out our things, okay. So I will just close my for loop, okay, and now we have to just show our final value. So see out odd sum, okay. Let's try to run this and let's see. See, we have got our output as sum of even numbers is 12 and sum of odd numbers is 9. Okay, let's look at this problem. Given two strings, create a new string by picking the characters from the first string where the corresponding character in the second string is 1. Okay, so let's see the input. We have two strings in the input. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to create a third output based on the given two strings. Okay, so let's see. So see, we have this string 1 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we have to use this second string to create our new final output string. Okay, now what is the second string? Second string is a sequence of zeros and ones, and what we are told is, whatever string which is coming at one's position, okay, wherever 1 is there in the second string, we have to take that value. So that is why we are taking 1, okay, and then here also there is 1, so from string 1 we will take this value, and here also there is 1, so we will take this value from the string 1, and this is our final output of string that we are going to have. Okay, hope you have understood the logic. So based on string 1 and string 2, we need to find a new string which is the output string. Let's try to see the code for this problem. See, we have what we have done is, we have taken two strings. String 1 is going to be our string which is given to us, and string 2 is the one which is also given to us, which is of sequence of zeros and ones. Okay, now we are also creating one new string which is going to be our output string. So for that I have taken a string ans, which is answer string. Now we are going to loop over our input string. Okay, so you can take any one of the string. Okay, basically we want the length of the string. So string 1 and string 2, both lengths are same. So what I have done is, int I equals to 0, I is less than string 1 dot length and I plus plus. So I am iterating over the string. And then what we are doing is, we are checking if in the second string, whenever we are encountering 1, then at the same position we want that value of string 1. Okay, so at the same index, for example at index 0, okay, like whenever our string 2 of I, for the first time whenever index was 0, we got it as 1, right? Here which means this one. So at this time only what we will do is we will take the value which is in the same index in string 1. So we have appended that value in our answer string. Okay, in the same way we will do it for 2 also, for the second string. Okay, but this time we will get 0, so our if condition will not be true, so we will move again to the next value. So this time our string value is 1 again. Okay, in the third iteration. So whenever string value becomes 1, at the same time we will take that position value in our answer string. So already in our answer string 1 was there. Now 3 will also get stored, and in the similar way, after 2 repetitions we will get 5 also in our string. Let's run the code. See, we have got the output as 1, 3 and 5. So hope you have understood the logic for this one. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you found the video helpful. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. Make sure to join me on Telegram and Instagram as well. You can ask your queries in the Instagram DM as well, and if you need any content, you can request it on our Telegram channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet to receive all the latest regular updates. I regularly post off-campus drives and preparation related videos for placements on my channel. So that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching the video.